You may have heard me teach about the word gospel before and what it means, and it means good news. So today's gospel is where Jesus tells his disciples that they must bear their cross, which means simply that they have to accept whatever suffering God allows them to suffer. Is that good news? I would tend to say not. But we have to trust in God. Now, why does God allow us to suffer? Does he think suffering is good for us? That's a hard question to answer. Many people ask that all the time. But it made me think of something that I just recently learned that I'd like to share with you today. If you remember a couple, 3 summers ago, we had some really bad storms across several states here in the country. Bad winds and flooding. In some neighborhoods, there were one particular area where they had these old, beautiful trees that were all downed in the storm. But yet in other states that experienced that same storm and same strength of winds, where they had old trees, their trees did not fall down. And the trees were the same age, same conditions. That's kind of interesting. The trees that fell because they didn't have deep root systems. And in order to get deep root systems, they have to go through droughts where they don't get enough rain, which forces the roots to get thirsty, basically, and dig deeper to find water. Those trees didn't go through that. But the other trees that didn't fall had been through several droughts, so their root systems were deep and firm, and they stood strong throughout the storms. That's interesting because it made me wonder, why does sometimes God allow us to suffer? Because suffering can help strengthen the roots of our faith. And when things happen, we can continue to stay connected to God. Now, if a person has an easy life, they have no problems or concerns, is their faith going to be as strong if something bad happens? Maybe they'll weaken and give up. I don't know. But it's natural for us as humans to want to avoid suffering, of course. We shouldn't go out looking for it either, thinking that that's going to strengthen our faith. We have to trust that God will give us what he wants us to have. And that when we're suffering, he knows best, and we have to accept it and get through it. And that strengthens and deepens the roots of our faith. And when we're going through happy, good times, we need to remember to always be thankful for that blessing. Thank you, and God bless.